Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is a review of a new show that a few people kept DMing me and tagging me and asking me, "Are you going to review Marrying Millions?" So, y'all getting Marrying Millions Season 2, Episode 1 and 2. 2 will be up, in a minute or whatnot. I did not watch Season 1. I don't know nothing about Season 1. I don't think I need to know nothing about Season 1 just yet, so we're going to move past that. Let's just get into the review. Because this is a new show, y'all already know to like, comment, subscribe, to, follow me on IG, to relax, relate, to relief, to center yourself, okay, and all that goodness and stuff. Let's move on right past that. So we have the first couple. This is Bill and Brianna, who they call Bree. Now, the fact that they have her as a retired hostess, a retired hostess? How does a hostess retire? And let me mention that Bree is only 21. No. Well, she's about to turn 22. You can't retire as a hostess at 21. That just doesn't make any damn sense. But I digress. They have been dating for a year. They were on Season 1. I know that much, okay? And, of course, his family did not like her too much because she's young, like a baby. And he's old enough to be a grandfather. Bill is 61. Bree is 21. That's a lot. That's 40 good old years. Because she turned 22. It's just kind of nasty. Now, I wish all our friends and family could get along or whatever. And I'm like, they from two different eras. Like, your friends probably think she your granddaughter. And they can't remember, because they're older, that she your girlfriend of a year. But I'm like, I digress. So, on Season 1, apparently, Bill has an ex-wife, his first ex-wife, or has she like herself, I'm his original wife. Girl, bye. They have kids together and whatnot, so he brings up how his first wife is the mother of my children, and she's really important to me, and so I need for us all to get along. He wants to invite his ex-wife to her birthday party. Why does your ex-wife have to come to my birthday party? If you want to invite her to your birthday party, that's fine, but why she have to come to my birthday party when we don't really rock like that or whatever? Like, she shouldn't be here. But he wants one big old happy family, and so he wants to invite his first ex-wife to his 21-year-old girlfriend's 22nd birthday party. I'm like, look, my thing is this. The only reason that Bree and this first ex-wife who you have kids with would need to, get along or whatnot, is if your kids are children. If your kids are all adults, you're 41. You're 61. I'm hoping your kids are all old and grown or whatever. She don't need to be hanging out with your ex-wife. You and that ex-wife ain't gonna be at no events like that, for the children. They ain't got no graduations coming up, no PTA meetings or whatever, no doctor appointments. Leave it be. No. You can't force me to be friends with your ex-wife for nothing. Not for nothing. We're gonna leave that be. So we see the day at a party or whatever, and she at her mama's house talking to mom and her sister and saying, I don't want, his friends and family, whatever, to be snobs and be judgmental. If my mom isn't dressed the right way, I don't want my mom dressing trashy, so I want mine to wear this little dress. It was a cute little dress and whatnot. And so her mom why is his ex-wife coming to your party? Like, you didn't invite your ex to your party. Why would he invite his ex? Let her know, okay, what for? Well, because, they have kids together. Again, if them kids are adults, they're not even kids no more. They're adult children, okay? But at the party, you can clearly see a divide between his side of old folks drinking from wine glasses, and eating peppermints or whatever, to her side over there drinking tequila, dancing to hip-hop music or whatever. It's just two different genres. It's two different generations, okay? It's 4-5 generations back, and then current shit. So the ex-wife get there, and he's on the mic like, oh yeah, it's my girlfriend's birthday, she's 22, she's really legal now, and I love her. And the ex-wife, she's a girlfriend, not a wife, not a fiance, a girlfriend. I'm like, and you the ex-wife, so either way it go, she has more, claims them currently than you do. I don't like ex-wives who are petty for no reason. Like, if you and that man been apart for that long, 'cause I think they've been apart for a while, leave it be, lady, leave it be. Are you unhappy in life? Or is it just drama for the show? I digress. So, again, they having a little party or whatever. So the mom knowingly don't like the ex-wife based on how the ex-wife has treated her daughter, Bree. And so the mom like, I don't have to be nice. So when they all say, oh, let's go say hi to her mom or whatever. So Bill and his ex-wife go says hello to Bree, her mom. And when Bill then says, it's my ex-wife, doesn't she look gorgeous? Doesn't she look great or whatever? The mom then says, well, on the outside she do. I said, Lord Jesus. And that's how they end with the bullshit of it all. I like her mama. Because my thing is, don't come for my daughter and think when you meet me, I'm going to be friendly. Nah. Not today. Next up, we have Desiree and Rodney. He is a wine entrepreneur, and she is a non-profit associate, okay? I don't know why she looked like she wants to be Belle from Beauty and the Beast or whatever. I'm like, girl, why? What's going on? Like, why is you... What year is this? But the girl, let it be what's going to be. Anyway, so they have been dating for 2 years, okay? 2 years. Desiree is 46, Rodney is 53. She lives in California, he lives in DC. So they have been long distance dating for 2 years. And she brings up, I'm a girl on a budget, you know what I'm saying? I have to keep all my pennies to myself, you know what I'm saying, to do charity work for my nonprofit. And we see her at the laundromat asking, what's the cheaper detergent, the powder or the liquid? Give me the cheapest one. I'm looking like, you out here scripting on laundry detergent, and when your man is rich because she's on marrying millions, girl, bye. But she brings about she's been divorced 2 times, and she sometimes doesn't pick the right ones or whatever, but she's a stickler for love. She loves love. And she ended up meeting Rodney. Now, Rodney, of course, who's in DC, he has a whole winery business or whatever that he has created for himself or whatever. He said, I've been very successful in my wine business. My net worth is $5 million and growing. I'm like, that's a good thing, girl. Not girl, guy, because I'm talking to her. And he brings up his habit, like his thing is he loves good clothes. He loves to shop a lot. Now, first of all, I kept saying to myself, and no tea, no shade, I'm not gonna say gay. It was something about him that seemed a little flamboyant or whatnot, but you know, as much as he talk about him and her, I guess not. He could be bisexual, I don't know. But I made like a man 2T, okay, from him. I like this woman, but it was just a little bit of femininity. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, y'all been long distance for 2 years for what? It's a secret that he's really, about, I don't know. Anyway, so when they ask him, well, can you tell us a little bit about your dating history? He says, well, I wouldn't say dating, but I've had friends, you know what I'm saying, I was searching in the wrong places or whatever. But Desiree is different. Now, when he says that, we see photos of women whose faces is blurred out, but I knew the faces. It was Nene, it was Marlo, it was Cynthia and Karen Huger, all from the Real Housewives of Atlanta and Potomac. Okay, I'm looking like, oh, he runs in those circles. But he also had photos of like Michael Strahan, some other people in because he's a wine person, he's a wine person, whatever. So he's in that area. But I thought it was funny how they had the female pictures of him. His dating was the housewife girls, so whatever. Now they both seem to care for one another because again, it's been 2 years or whatever. He says, I get this motherly vibe from her, and I'm like a motherly. Don't nobody want to fuck their mama? That's nasty or whatever. And she seems completely giddy and head over heels in love with him. He also brings up how he grew up with money. Not rich, but his family did well for themselves. They always like, to do in the industry or whatever. And so he said, I feel like, I was raised, and even though, we had love or whatever, like me and my mom weren't that close, and I'm always trying to impress her and make her proud of me. I'm like, okay, so we're going to see what that's going to be. So we also see that, he pays her bills. He pays every month. He sends her money. He deposits money to pay all her bills. I'm like, then why are you shopping at the Shop and Save laundromat? He can't buy you the other detergent? Girl, bye. Anyway, so again, the 2 year long distance thing is getting on both their nerves or whatever. Now, he wants her to move to, the DC area to be with him or whatever. And she like, no, not until you propose me. I'm not gonna live with no man until, we are either married or engaged. So I'm not gonna move across the country to be with you and we don't have no commitment. Not only that, he has not told anyone in his family or his friends about her. She is a secret. The only person who knows about her is his assistant. That's why I said, is he gay? And she is beard. I was confused, like, okay, because family would say, why you dating that girl? You like me. I was concerned of why he's hiding a girlfriend. He is 53. Is he 53? Yeah, he is 53 years old. Why are you hiding a girlfriend at 53? Because you've been dating for 2 years, who seems to be very much so infatuated with you. Now, she also said, like, when I found out how much money he had, I was like, oh, the jackpot fell in my lap. Now, that is a gold digging statement, but it's not as if she seeked him out knowing he was rich. They met at an event because his PR person and her like live in the same building or whatever, and that's how he met her. And like they was, so it's not like she seeked him out. I guess not. And so that's different. It's one thing when someone knows you're rich and they see you out. Okay, they may be money hungry, but if you meet someone and you find out they rich and you just happy that they happen to be rich because you're a bit poor, ain't nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Okay, and when she talks about him, he's the love of my life. He's this and he's that. Oh, he's so, she's giddy about her man or whatnot. But again, she admits he has not told anyone that we are dating for these 2 years or whatever. And she has not met anyone. So she's a figment of his imagination, truth be told, or whatever. He says it's because, people in my life would ask so many questions about her. And so he wants to keep it on the low. Shh, I don't want nobody to know, whatever. She said, we've been dating too long for me to be a secret. Then stop dating him. Leave him be or whatever. So we then see Desiree goes to see him. She goes to town to visit him and everything. And I can't think, it came up on either on this episode or the next episode. I wrote the reason down. So, he said how they have not seen each other in 2 months. And when they meet up, they kissed. They kiss. I mean, it was a little bit like, ugh. But they kissed, like they missed each other kiss. I was like, oh, open mouth tongue and everything. Anyway, so he recently bought a lake house in Maryland. And so that's where he's been spending most of his time. And that's where she came to visit or whatever. And she happy. Oh my God, I never thought I'm finally a lake home owner. I'm like, I don't think you own the house, honey. He don't even know. His friends don't know you exist and neither does his family. You don't own the house. That house ain't in your name. It isn't. And the producers say, did you buy the house for her? He says, no, I bought it for me. Okay. But because her name ain't on deed. But again, he welcomes her with open arms to be here. Like, don't you want to move and live here with me? And she's like, not till you propose. We gotta get married or whatever. Anyway, so, she brings up how we can't sleep in the same bed. Because if we do, we're gonna try to do it. And she don't believe in sex before marriage. But she admits they've done other things besides actual stuff or whatever. I'm like, look, if you out here sucking dick, get some dick. Ain't no point in you saying, well, I haven't had a penis go in my vagina if it went in your mouth or any other hole that you have. There's still sex. It is. Our girl, the part-time virgins, we do see he cooks a little dinner later on and whatnot, and saying he again wants to say you need to move here. No, not until we get engaged or get married or whatever. And I'm like that. I agree with her wholeheartedly to not move there while she's still a secret. He say it's because she's a bit rough around the edges or whatever, and she's not as well off as his family and friends are. He does not want to deal with their opinions on her only being with him for his money. Meaning, if they meet her, they're gonna say she's with you for your money, and it'll then bring a whole bunch of. And I get that, because when your family or friends are very opinionated, they then add more shit to the shit that you don't want. But tell her that. And so she don't think that you really hide her because you don't want to be with her. You like, they gonna judge you. And then let it be up to her if she's ready for that judgment. and then put it in line then. Anyway, so, he says, okay, fine. You want to meet somebody? You can meet my assistant because she knows about you. He also says to us, I did that to basically shut her up. And she's like, him thinking his assistant that's some bullshit. I'm like, girl, it is. I've seen some. So that was it with them for this particular episode. Next, we get Noni and Reese. Noni's 48. Reese is 30. Noni is the female who was on the right hand side with well, I don't know if it's on my left or y'all right. Is weird. So I don't know how it's gonna come on camera. But Noni is the girl with the gray hair. And Reese is the guy with the long, strawberry blonde hair. And she's 48 and he is 30. Okay, he's 30. Now, Noni started a beauty business. She said, we weren't raised with a lot of money. Her parents cut her off. No, I think they had money. Her parents cut her off when she moved to London or whatever when she was younger and whatnot. So she created a beauty business and she's created 3 successful makeup lines and she's now a millionaire. And she won't say how much her net worth is, but she says, I'll say this, we do really well. When someone says we do really well, they good. And I think they have to verify you have at least a few million to be on this show. So good for her. Now she brings up how when I have something on my mind, I will do it. Nothing can stop me with that. And that may have hindered me in relationships. She brings up how she was married. She was with her ex-husband for a total of 22 years. And after they divorced, she was on dating apps. And she met Reese. Okay? He's a skateboarder dude who also plays the drums. So he's his room looks like that of a stoner. A skateboarding stoner with dirty clothes and sticky clothes all around or whatnot with an old drum set or whatever. And sometimes he also trims trees. So he's unemployed more than he's employed. Okay. But he said, I thought she was actually catfishing. I didn't think that she was who she told me she was, because why would someone who's successful and beautiful or whatever want to, kick it with me or whatnot? I don't know. He said, but I Googled her and I'm like, oh, she's a real person or whatnot. So she brings about, I don't need someone who makes tons of money. I don't need that or whatever. I prefer somebody who is a good person that, I want to connect with. I think once you are rich, you have 2 type of rich people. One who does not care about the amount of money that the person has. They just want to have a good relationship and they don't mind being the rich person or whatever. You have other ones who consistently assume they're with me for my money and I have to consistently be cautious. It's 2 different people. She seems to be cautious but also free-spirited about it or whatever, because I'm to just be with this man his room it stinks. Okay, but I'm whatever. So she tells him, I want us to hang out more, combine our friends, combine our social groups. He's do I have to? She's well, yeah, because in relationships, you have to be able to coexist and mesh within, different groups and dynamics of friendship or whatnot. He brings up some of her friends are just not my type of people. They're really judgmental because they're rich. A lot of rich people do judge people who have less than them because they feel why aren't you rich? What do? You trim trees? That's it? How much do you make? $10? Wow. You don't want to be more than that? They do shit like that and it's get the fuck out of my face. But they seem to care for one another. Their issue will probably be the friends, but that's usually always the case. Okay, and then lastly, we have Brian and Shaun T. Okay, now Brian and Shaun T, of course, that's Brian. That's Shaun T. They were on last season. Brian is 48 and Shaun T is 45. He says, I still live with my parents. I still work construction. My financial situation has not changed. I have the same amount of money and it's not getting any more. I'm what the fuck happened last season? He says the only thing that's changed is that I'm now single. He seems weird to me from the moment I saw him. I said, is he special? Something special about him? I don't know. So him and Shaun T were getting married. They had a whole wedding planned last season, but she said no at the altar. I can't do this. And she like left him at the altar. He was like, no. Now, he like, I loved her so much, you know what I'm saying? And, all I've done since we broke up is, think about her, and she's finally agreed to meet with me and talk. So, maybe we can get back together. She says, like, after the breakup, you know what I'm saying, I took a month-long vacation in Europe or whatever, just to regroup, and I've been also a bit of my business or whatever, getting better and better and better. And she says, I have not seen him since I left him at the altar on our wedding day. And so they come and they sit down, honey. Boom. Okay, they sit down and whatnot. And then he's like, you look great. She's like, okay, yeah, thanks or whatnot. And then he's like, so, why did you, did you regret, doing what you like? Did you regret walking away from us, the way you did and everything? She's like, I'm sorry that I picked that day to do it, but, you hid things from me. And he like, what? So I guess he was engaged before and she didn't know. That's all they showed in the episode. I don't know what else it was. I don't really care. Anyway, he's like, I'm sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? But I do love you. And I was just hoping we can just start over. And she was like, no, I'm sorry, but I've moved on. He then says, oh, so you're cheating on me? She's like, I can't cheat on you because we're not together. The way he said it was so creepy. It's how someone who's on cocaine actively talks and they like just put the cocaine in their mouth and it was the weirdest. I'm a possible drug addict. I may come kill you later type of way. And then she's like, well, no, I'm not cheating because again we're not together anymore. And he says, cool, okay, so like, do you want to go out to dinner on Friday? She was like, you know what? This is why I did not want to see you because I don't want you to be delusional. Okay, I don't want you to have any false hopes. I came here so we could have closure and we can both move on. Basically you. She's like, it's over. And he looks like he might come take her, against her will and put her in like a trunk and then bring her to her house. And then bring her to his room and like put her in a closet. So I feel like he's a bit nuts. He seems a bit nuts. And again, I did not watch season 1, but I think she was smart to meet that man in public. That's it. Anyway, that was the whole episode. I'm gonna do episode 2, and again, this if people watch it, I will keep reviewing. If no one watches, I'm not going to keep reviewing. So that's it. Anyway, peace.